Greetings, writers. It's Mr. Hebda here from the Lackawanna College Writing Center with part 4 in our series on pronoun agreement, indefinite pronouns. What are indefinite pronouns? I mean, that's a big word. It sounds confusing, indefinite. However, if we take a look at some of these examples of indefinite pronouns on the right, we can see that these are pretty small, simple words we use every day. They're nothing to be scared of. So indefinite's just a big way of saying that these pronouns don't refer to specific nouns like most pronouns do. Remember how I said pronouns tend to stand for a person, place, thing, or idea? These ones are broad. They can stand for multiple persons, places, things, or ideas. They can be very general. And so it's important to keep this fact in mind with pronoun number agreement. So let's check out some examples. Some indefinite pronouns are only singular. Here's a quick list that gives you some examples. This list doesn't include all the examples of indefinite pronouns that are singular, but it gives you a sense of what they look like. So let's check out this example sentence and see if we can match everything up. Each yellow bird sings from its tree. So check it out. We've got each. We know that's singular. It's part of our list. We've got birds. It's got an S, right? So it should be plural. And then we have its, which also has an S, right? So is it plural? But here, actually, it's not. That S doesn't mean plural here. It means possessive. Its is actually singular. So it's tricky here to keep in mind all of these different elements to match up. So how do we solve this problem? How do we make everything match up? Well, we can drop the S on birds and have each yellow bird sings from its tree. There we go. Let's talk about some plural indefinite pronouns. These indefinite pronouns are always plural, and this list isn't exhaustive. There are other ones, but this gives you a sense of, like I said before, what they look like. Here's an example sentence. Many of the students studied for his algebra test. So we've got a couple things going on here. Let's break it down, right? Many is plural, like our list suggests. Students is plural too, right? It's got that S at the end of it. But then we've got his going on here, and we know that's singular. And on top of that, this fits in with our pronoun confusion video earlier, right? Because we don't know what his is supposed to stand for. Is his standing for one of the students, or is it standing for the instructor? We don't know. So the best thing to do is just to drop his. We don't want that. It's too confusing. And we'll add their instead. We know their is plural, so that way everything matches up. Many, students, and their. They're all plural. Awesome. Now check out these indefinite pronouns. They can be either singular or plural. So these ones can be pretty tricky. So I want you to keep these ones in mind. This list is pretty much all of the pronouns that can be singular or plural. So there shouldn't really be any other ones beside these ones. Check out this example sentence. Some apps for cell phones are free, but not all of them are. Now, some apps sounds okay because we say sentences like that before, or say constructions like that on an everyday basis. But let's dig a little deeper. App seems to be singular here. We don't have an S. But all seems to be referring to more than one. So it seems to be talking about plural. Here, context is everything. And another kind of hint for that is that we have them, which is also a plural pronoun. So we have a suggestion of plurality here. So the best thing to do would be to add an S to app. So we have some apps for cell phones are free, but not all of them are. So this way, we get a sense of plural going on here. So these indefinite pronouns, you got to really look at the context. They can be tricky. So you're going to have to dig a little deeper into the sentences to figure them out. But you've got this. All right, so I wanted to end on this note. You're all writers. You're writing great essays. You're trying to persuade people, right? And using broad language in a careful way is important when you want to persuade somebody in an essay. For example, if you make a statement like this one, it's really hard for someone to agree with it. No one likes that video game. Well, aside from sounding mean, right, I would ask, really? Nobody? Why would they have made that video game in the first place if nobody would buy it, right? So there's got to be someone out there who likes that video game. So I want us to start thinking about when we write essays, we don't want to have black and white language so much, whether it's nobody and everybody or always or never. We want to try to move away from that and try to acknowledge exceptions, right? And that's how we can solve this problem. Let's keep in mind that there are lots of exceptions, and we want to use nuanced language to reflect that. And we can use indefinite pronouns often to do this, such as some, few, and one of my favorites is the verb tend. So it's not an indefinite pronoun, but it gives a sense of probability. Some people, but not everybody, might agree with something, for example. So here's a use of indefinite pronouns that is stronger for an essay. Many dislike that video game. So instead of saying nobody likes the video game or everybody dislikes the video game, we're acknowledging that there might be a few that like it, because many doesn't imply everybody, right? So we're still getting the sense the game's not popular, but we're not excluding the people who do like the game. We're acknowledging them. All right, great work today, writers. So be sure to check out the other videos on the Lackawanna College Writing Center YouTube channel for more great ideas, great tips for writing. And feel free to make an appointment at the Writing Center for any writing-related questions. We're always here to help you succeed. Great work today, writers. Mr. Hebda out.